And welcome back to the hottest marriage show in our living room. It's I, John D. and Kanika, a.k.a.
No.
And Too Much Podcast. Good morning, my love.
Good morning. How are you?
How am I? I'm really good. I was recently offered a new position. I did accept, but I have another opportunity for another position that I'm looking forward to.
When it rains, it pours.
Yes, and I'm excited about that interview. I do know that my time at my current job is coming to an end, and it's pretty cool because at least the semester's coming to an end too. So, yeah, I thought I was going to leave sooner, but you know, the universe works in mysterious ways, and I'm just rolling with it, just preparing myself for the next best opportunity so that I can impact students and at the same time not worry about any of that when I go home to my family.
Mm-hmm. That's the goal.
It is. So how are you doing?
I'm doing fairly well.
Just fairly well?
Yeah. I mean, you know, setting goals and getting them done.
What goals have you gotten that you're getting done?
This room. Somebody needs to give me a lot of money because I wish I knew with the things that I do with the money I got, I would be unstoppable if somebody gave me an open book, an open bank account.
Hold on. When you say that, do you think that you're more creative without it, or?
Well, I definitely find a way to get what I want done. It takes less time. Look, one of the things I cannot stand, Dallas. Dallas is always like, wouldn't it be nice to just pay the professionals to do some of this stuff? We like cutting wood in the dining room. He's talking junk. It makes me so mad. But I know stuff will get done faster. However, there's a sense of accomplishment. Like it feels good to kind of look as it goes piece by piece. And also, when we talk about doing stuff around the house, John is always like, well, I don't know. I grew up in an apartment. And that used to make me so mad because it made me feel like he was saying, you know, I don't have nothing to do with this. I don't know. But you really be getting in there, getting in there and getting involved. And I appreciate that.
You know, I guess we have two different viewpoints because I already knew I was going to have to do stuff. So I had a problem with it at first because I didn't want to be the reason why it didn't come out right.
When you hit that nail.
Oh, yeah. Look, I was like, oh, my God. I didn't even do that on purpose. And I was like, okay, I need to and then when you told me, he's like, you got to hit it straight. You got to hit it straight. I was like, am I going to be like this? Oh, my gosh.
Look, he had the stank face in the morning. But by the afternoon, like when things started really going, he didn't seem as stank anymore. So.
Yeah, and I don't even want to give that energy off, and that's disappointing too. But I do remember feeling like before I wouldn't even care, but I was like, what am I doing? Like, this is my room.
I know.
I'm out here being stank.
I know. Jeez. Well, it looks good so far. So that I'm doing well based on that. And, you know, I'm going to have stretches of time over December off to do other things. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, hopefully we're blessed with some finances to end this year off so that we can spend it correctly in January.
When he says correctly.
Well, you know, we have a lot of things we need to get done.
Do we agree on what that is?
Well, I mean, as long as, you know, we're in a good spot, I feel like we should be able to get some things done.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a champagne taste, but not too much. Not too much. Maybe, let's see. I don't have champagne taste. What do I have? It ain't $12.99 wine, but yeah. I like a little. I like to mix. I like to mix the more expensive things with the lesser. We'll see what it looks like, but it looks good.
It does.
So I'm feeling accomplished. That's me.
So I got a question for you. last episode we just talked about key elements in a relationship, like how we got to this point. When you were younger, what were your worries about marriage, and then how did they develop until now?
It's weird. The only thing, because growing up as a kid, I'm only seeing marriage from the perspective of how it's impacting me. The only thing I was focused on in marriage, and it's so odd, it wasn't about me. It was about your interaction with the kids. Like, co-parenting was the thing that stayed on my mind the most growing up. I guess because that's what impacted the kid. So, like I had said to you earlier, like when the kids were younger, I really wanted you like in it with me doing stuff. As they're older now, it's great to see how much you take on with them in comparison to before. So that was my biggest thing. What about you?
Well, I didn't want to get married.
Yeah.
But when my mind changed, where I started considering it, it was definitely like after college. But I think my it moved fairly quickly. Like the idea of me becoming married, like it was almost like it was a real thing. But what worries me now?
No, what worried you in the beginning though?
Oh,
because when we say me growing up, it's different for you. It's in your 20s.
I wasn't getting married.
Yeah, but when you were in your 20s.
Yeah, when I started, so I didn't know what it was going to look like. I had no idea. I just know that I wanted to do what we've been doing, traveling the world and being happy, but I didn't really put much thought into it. But then when we got started in the relationship and then it got into like, okay, we're married now. I don't know what I guess ultimately what I was worried about was, were we going to be able to be happy later? I just didn't see how we were supposed to be happy for that long. I guess I felt that way because I guess there were things that I thought that was just really important that wasn't important. When you go into a relationship and you find out some things aren't as important as you think, but you don't know until you got to go through the experience. And what I realized is that I had to have some experiences because nobody was going to be able to tell me otherwise. It's almost like talking to Rube the other day. He said, at one point, everybody thought the world was flat. And if anybody said that the world was round, you would look like an idiot. But over the course of time, when you get new information, you can change your answer. When I was looking at like just me, like I always thought if I felt that way, I had to stay that way. Over the course of time, like I'm going to stand on it. But it's like, does it make sense? But nobody said it was okay. And it was just like, but if you really know how to think, it's okay to change your mind if you got more information.
Well, I think that's an idea that's spread across a number of people because if you do change your mind, how many people are going to be like, but you used to say. Oh, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but shame you into growing.
But that means you're not
growing.
You're still not a thinker, though, because if you're a thinker, you can be like, I did say that. And, I did feel that way now. Now that I have this information, it would be crazy for me to continue to think that way.
And I think that statement would change so many people's ideas in that conversation in that moment.
Yeah.
But usually it just ends up being, well, now I got to defend this and now let me argue with you. Instead of just saying, you were right.
Yeah.
I did think that way, didn't I? And I was
that's
firm
how,
on it.
That's how minuscule our communication practices are, is that you know that it's wrong, but you've learned it this way for so long. You just like, your pride and ego says, I'm going to stand on this. It's like, but this is like it's almost like, this is R. Kelly right here, right? Like his eyes are covered. His birth certificate had like a mispronunciation. I don't know. Like it's almost like we don't think, and if enough people that we respect say it, it's cool. And I'm not saying that it's wrong for you to go that way, but it's so much easier when you thought about it and be like, I guess that really does make sense. It's easier to practice, but you're going off of other people and you don't know how it's practiced. It's easy to be like, how did they really do that? So worrying about things out of your control is, I think it's a huge distraction for most. So now where we are, I don't worry about anything other than I hope you get what I'm trying to give you. Because I know you don't know what it is. Like you even said, you didn't even think we could get here. I don't know like what part of our relationship in the last couple of years where you be like, and we got here. This is just like the baseline of it all. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, when you can get the baseline to look like this, it's just wonderful to like walk with somebody, like our relationship. I would be envious of it if I wasn't in it. And I don't even think that people understand what I have. I don't want to say that you have what I have because I look at it differently anyway, but I'm blessed that every day I get to wake up somehow bother you.
Look, I thought you were going to say wake up next to you, and I was thinking, no, you don't.
Are you so stupid?
Yeah, I snored so loud last night that I woke myself up and I saw him creeping out the room. Like, I really got to work on that. Just sidebar on that. Oh my God, I'm so sorry about that.
And so this is what happened. So I was asleep and then I heard you and I was like, dang it. I was like, let's see if we can get through this. At least go back. And then you started snoring because you stopped and I was like, okay, let me hurry up and try to see if I can go out. And then you started again and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave the next time she starts snoring. And you started snoring and I moved and you woke up. I was like, how the hell?
Because I need you to be in with me. I felt so bad. Y'all, I know I snore like a bear. And I really, really hate it. Yeah, I saw you getting up, and I was like, "Oh, but this is the beginning of old people where they have separate bedrooms."
No,
I need to get the thing for my nose.
No, I think that as you conquer your diet, you'll find a new appreciation for your body, and you'll be like, "Dang, I wish I would have known about this."
No, I do think that I need to lose some weight. I think that that's strongly impacting that right now. And you're right. I didn't mean to sidetrack our conversation, but I really did think you were going to say wake up next to her. And I was like, oh, he don't get to do that.
You're so crazy.
Oh. Our grandkids going to come and be like, there go Pop-Pop's room.
She must have fell asleep in here and didn't snore.
That's Pop-Pop room. That's Toot's room right there. Yeah.
So, anything else you're worried about? Do you work?
I think as I got older, it was about my fear wasn't so much about the co-parenting part as it was about the friendship part. And I used to say, like, I would post stuff online and be like, if anybody's Facebook friends with John, let him know because he won't be my friend. But, that was just a representation of, I really didn't feel like we were friends. And that was a big worry for me because watching my mom and my stepdad and them being friends, that was one thing that switched some of my ideas about marriage was when my mom married my stepfather and showed me what it looks like when you really enjoy the person that you're married to. And I would sit there and be like, it was nice to be around you when your friends were around because you were so much more lively and enjoyable.
Now I understand what that means now.
What?
When you used to say that, I never understood what you mean. I do understand what you mean now. I was more engaging and more, I was not like that when I thought our relationship, I didn't know our relationship could look like that.
Yeah. So now it's, I'm glad that even though that was something that I had longed for at some point, it really was able to develop. But what about you? Like, is there anything you worry about now?
No. Well, I try not to worry. I don't know anything in particular I do worry about, but now I feel like I just kind of just roll with it. I'm trying to figure out how long it's going to take for me to like genuinely have fun and people know that I'm having fun without thinking like, John, I need you to have fun.
I am smiling.
Yeah.
You're like no. Yeah.
Chops the other day was just like, man, do you ever relax?
I know. It feels like you don't sometimes.
And I didn't know what that meant. And now I do, but I'm trying to figure out what's really okay. What does it look like to have fun where it's a good fun?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think fun can become a distraction for most. Like, I believe you should have fun, but if you have too much of it, like, I feel like you could get lost. That's in anything, right? But I don't know what is the really good fun. I tell you this, when you do something, when you lead the family and we're doing something, and I have fun watching you make it a good time, because it doesn't look like you're trying at all. And it just looks so like, golly, why couldn't I have that in my back pocket where I could just be cold at bringing people together, and they were like, that was fun. I'm glad you did that. Like, I don't have any of that.
So y'all hear that? When we're having fun, John be like, why couldn't I do that?
No, I'm not hating. I'm just like, why don't I have it? No, I'm just
saying you're focusing on,
oh, yeah.
I need to grow that. I need to grow that skill.
Oh, my gosh, I am.
I'm going to study that. It's like, come on, dude, let go.
I'm always, look, at some point, I'm going to be good at having fun.
Oh, my God. How does one do that? I'll study that. Got to be in a communication book.
Well, I would say this. It's not like I'm unhappy, though. I could see if I was unhappy and then like.
I agree. But everything is always, what am I learning next? It's never I'm not going to say never. Seldom do I find that you can be really in the moment.
Oh, yeah, no. But like every moment I'm in, I feel like it has to be productive. With the productivity, the way that I want it, like, it's like, what are you doing? Like when I, like, sometimes when I'm on my phone and I'm like, wow, how did this creep in here? Like this thing, because I'm doing something, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'm like, okay, you're supposed to look at this. Like,
this is what he does.
Like, I got to convince myself.
Wait, so we're watching a movie and it keeps freezing and he says, this is the universe telling us that we should be doing something else. I said, no, it's not. It's just that the internet is horrible. Like, what do you mean? He's always trying to find out, okay, so what is it?
How do we maximize the time?
Yes.
We're spending time with each other. And guess what? We completed the room. Mm-hmm. Well, we completed the most difficult parts of the room.
We did. We hit we actually completed all of the tasks that we had set for the room for the weekend. So, and
that wouldn't have happened if the movie wouldn't have stopped, because after the movie was going to stop, you said we're going to start cooking, and we probably would have started watching 3.
Yeah. And I wanted to anyway. But.
Yeah, no, but now look, this is one less thing that we have to worry about, and it's a joy to be with you, like the friendship aspect of it all. I know sometimes, like when I was painting the top, and I was like, man, what would be good is if we switched every. That's in my head, right? And then I was like, just do it all. It would be so much easier if you just did all of it. Yes, just do it all. And then it just became like, that was it. It was like, why am I looking for the easy way out? Like, she's going to talk about you more that if you did it all versus, me and John painted, we was taking turns. No, John actually finished the rest of it.
He looked over me a few times, like, let me know his little wrist hurt.
No, with my wrist, it was my shoulder.
He was Miyagi-san up in his mug, and he was doing his little strokes. And I took pictures while he was doing it. I said, he needs documentation.
So silly.
That brother is going through his room. But yeah, I know. I was thinking to myself, maybe we should switch. And then I was like, I painted all the walls.
You did? No, you didn't paint all the walls.
I did, with the sprayer.
I was in here. You didn't paint all the walls.
You sprayed some of these walls?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
There was a lot of touching up you told me to do.
Oh, yeah, you did. Good job. Look, yes, okay.
No, but I mean, like, you did really a good job, though. But even with my labor, like, I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh yeah,
I really mean that.
Well, I'm glad that you did that part. Thanks.
And
shout
I'm
out to you.
Yeah. So I feel like what we're doing is we're putting enough equity in the house of our blood, sweat, and tears, so that when we do get our lick, we can take care of the things that we should not ever have to be responsible for. Mm. You know, like the fire pit in the back. I think professionals should do that.
Yeah. Look, I'll be trying to do everything. What else could we do? Yeah, the fire pit. Let's leave that to somebody else.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to everything with you. I just feel like I don't really worry too much about us. You know, I do want you to know, like, there is no motivation to do this. This is just my regular life. I'm not motivated by anything other than I've been cheating my life. I feel like the way that I've been playing now is like a fair assessment of what's
the corners you've cut.
Correct. Mm. So I know like a lot of people will say, John, you lived a pretty good life. And I'm like, well, our standards are different. You know, like I definitely thought I should be in a different place, but I understand. Mm-hmm. So now it's just like this routine that I have. I was thinking like once I start getting the things that I'm working for, what's going to happen? I was like, if I gave up my routine, I'd be bored. Mm. And I feel like everything that I'm doing is just constantly improving. So why would I stop it? And that's with you, like on the list, like as far as part of my routine, like make sure that you and I spend time with each other, have conversations and learn and grow. And we do that without even thinking about it now. I look forward to like what challenges we are going to have before us, because our challenges are going to look different. It won't look like regular people relationship challenges, because I feel like we understand the value of each other and we don't have to like question the intentions of the other now. You know, I think when you remove the distractions that could keep a relationship from growing, you don't even get to this point. Now, like I think we're at the point where like we're learning to build with each other. It was a long time of trying to figure out how to get here, but I'm just interested in seeing what that looks like with you. Oh. Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, it should be.
It's been fun so far.
Oh, okay. Good.
Not for you? The last year or two hasn't been fun?
Yeah, it has been. Yes, it has been. You know, there have been a few things that have naturally come to me that have, you know, given me the idea of the last few years and how my perspective on it has changed. And yeah, I'm glad I'm leaving myself these markers that I didn't know I was leaving. Because when I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, that was where my head was when it came to you and I. And now look at where I am. And it's nice.
It is. Like I'm pumped. I'm excited. So let's keep doing it. I would like to give a shout out to anybody who are actively working on themselves. You know, a lot of people say, John, we all, you know, that's what we all should be doing. Yeah, we should all be doing, but I don't think that many people are really doing it. Like every day you should be working on yourself. And if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a checklist or you don't have a routine, you're not really doing it on purpose. You should not skip a day. Like, if you're going to invest in anything, it should be yourself. So those of you that are actually putting in that work, congratulations, because you're going to yield a result that you didn't know you were capable of because you haven't gone that far.
Message.
So, shout out to y'all. Make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. Be great on purpose. Boom.